Hey, so hi everybody. So for this week, I'm going to conduct a job analysis on my current job. So right now, currently, I work at Starbucks as a barista, but it's different than most jobs at Starbucks. Usually, most people work in a corporate office, well, corporate location, but instead, mine's inside of Acme location, so I'm actually under Acme. So it's some things are a little different, more so like the benefits. That's really it. But I'm going to conduct the job analysis according to how like my Starbucks. You know. So the first thing to do that I would do is an organization analysis. So basically, that's just saying the purpose of the job. So the purpose of being a barista is to serve customers specialty coffees, other beverages, whether they're hot or iced, and especially specialty food items like pastries, sandwiches. Like I said, we're not like every other location, so we don't really have like the Starbucks salads and everything. Um, the second process in that would be to select representative positions. So that would be finding a sample of people um, who I would say who have either worked in customer service or just find people who have worked in food and beverage locations. The third step, which is probably the most like important step, would be to collect the data. So uh, one looking for people with education qualification. I believe to work for with get hired, you have to have a high school diploma. Then also just stating what the duties and responsibilities of the job would be. So of course, greeting customers, taking their orders, making and serving beverages and food items. There you constantly need to make coffee, stocking and doing inventory, packaging coffee for customers if they would like that, handling cash or credit cards, making sure you know how to count money, get back the correct change, cleaning, big thing. You always want to recommend food items, and like I said, this with selling. So yeah, recommending and selling. Another thing for collecting data is you want to hire people who have knowledge to knowing how to promote and sell things. You want to know how to satisfy customers and provide them with what they need. So you definitely want to hire people who have a knowledge of like customer satisfaction. You also want to look for certain skills like strong communication, creativity, customer service, teamwork, organization, problem solving, decision making. You always like, especially there, you to know how to work under pressure. Creating relationships with customers, that's huge because that's a big thing that Starbucks loves is knowing how to form a relationship. There's a lot of people that come regularly. Um, and also being punctual, that's a big thing. Abilities, being able to multitask, to listen, under, understand, uh, speech clarity, and, and dexterity. So basically, knowing how to move around, knowing how to use your hands, it's huge. The fourth step in the job analysis is to review the collected data. So you want to, you know, make sure that your employees know, but also that the supervisor knows, like what the duties, responsibilities, what skills you're looking for, knowledge, abilities. Thing also, fifth thing is you want to develop a job description. So basically, you want to describe what the job responsibilities and duties are that I stated, the working conditions people will be working under, the risk and tasks in the location. So for a job description, it doesn't have to be completely long. I said a Starbucks barista's job would be to perform various jobs from welcoming customers, taking orders, and providing the best experience serving our specialty coffees, beverages, and food items. You also want to state the working conditions. So working at a Starbucks, there weren't that many risks, but you are dealing with a lot of hot things like hot waters, hot coffees, and you're constantly making things, so it's very easy to spill. So that would be like a risk, just to warn people that you know you want to teach them how to properly hold things and dump hot beverages and how to make sure that they're I don't know what word, I guess protected so that it doesn't harm you or the customer. Um, sorry. Um, well, for location, for mine, I work, like I said, at a Starbucks inside of an Acton location, so it's in Kenilworth. Um, then developing a job specification. So basically, I think that's when you're asking them, thinking. Just it from what I took from it, it says like the statement of personal traits, education, qualifications, experience, background, skills needed to perform the job. So basically, I guess when people complete their resumes, you're looking for specific things like do they have knowledge on how to either work in food and beverage or customer service? Um, education qualification. I know at mine, got to be 18 to work there, so I'm guessing you need a high school diploma at least. Statement personal traits. You're definitely looking for people with like upbeat personalities, funny, happy, actually want to work, you know, and experience, like I said, customer service or any just thing where you worked in customer service or food. That's I know what they were looking for specifically. I think that's it. For methods I would take if someone like methods I would take in this process would be interviewing because you always want to meet the person. You want to actually see, who they are, hear them, you know, see if what they said matches up to personality and observation. That was what I had to do. Is I was observed a lot, you know, especially through training, just to make sure that you're learning everything, that you could multitask, be punctual, just all the things I was looking for. And so for the last part, which method of job analysis would you use if you were to create a selection system for the job of checkout clerk in a supermarket? I said a highly structured questionnaire and an interview. I went back and forth because I feel like the questionnaire, if it's sorry, my dogs are barking. Um, because if you're looking for the selection system for the job, I feel like the questionnaire is good because they're looking for specific responses, and then an interview just because I feel like interview is always just a great method to get to know your employees and see like who they are, what they're about. And for the other one, if you're looking for a performance appraisal system for the job of customer service representative at a cell phone company, I said observation because you want to see how they interact with the customers, how their customer service is, and that customers enjoyed the experience and you know that employee was actually very helpful. So just seeing how well they go together, like how well they interact with customers and how customers interact. So I think I used thing. Hopefully did good this time.